It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. I love that quote. I think about it all of the time. It's a great mindset to have. Think about the things that are most important to you in your life, and also think about the things that come up that you worry about over and over again. Take food and health, for instance. It's not your fault that you're constantly being bombarded with advertisements getting you to eat fast food, which you know is not good for your body. It's not your fault that you have cravings for sugary and salty foods even when you know that they're not good for you. You're human, but at the same time, it is your responsibility to take care of your own body. No one else is going to do it for you. You have to be the one that takes the steps and gets over your social conditioning. Now, it's not easy and it's not your fault, but it is ultimately your responsibility. So even though it's not your fault that you're constantly being bombarded with advertisements, or the culture around you is surrounded by unhealthy food that is highly saturated in salt, don't let that be an excuse for you not taking actions for your health. And I know it's not easy. Say you're eating a lot of sugary foods and you decide to go on a diet. It's not going to be easy. But at the same time, if you end up eating a donut and you blame your circumstance or the reason that you did that on something outside of yourself, taking the responsibility that should be in yourself and put it outside of yourself, like say, oh, my friends ate donuts, or I was bombarded by Tim Hortons commercials all day, no wonder I ate that donut. That puts the responsibility on something outside of yourself, and you become powerless. And it's really a waste of time if you think about it. You're the one that needs to be taken care of. So giving that excuse to yourself why you didn't follow through on your commitment is just, I don't know, dishonest to yourself and deluding. So even if you do slip up, be more honest with yourself. Realize it is your responsibility. You slipped up, move on. Don't take the time, the valuable energy to blame something outside of yourself, which might happen quite automatically if you notice. But if you do notice yourself blaming outside things for your circumstances, just catch yourself and realize what you're doing in that moment. This mindset can be applied to relationships or finances. Like in relationships, it might not be your fault that your relationship isn't working out. There might not be something wrong with you. There's no point in blaming yourself or destroying your own self-worth because something's not working out. But at the same time, it is your responsibility to do something about it, because it is your relationship. You and your partner are the ones that will ultimately have to deal and live with this situation, so it's your responsibility to figure it out and do something about it. Finances, it's not your fault that maybe you weren't properly educated about finances growing up. It's not your fault that the banking system is built to make money, and even if that means that the common person isn't going to be well off. It's not your fault that these things happen. However, it is your responsibility. There's no point of saying, I'm poor because of the economy. I'm poor because the banks are taking all my money. You know, this might be true. The economy where you're living in New Brunswick is not the greatest. That is true. So it is not your fault that you might be in the situation that you are in. But it is your responsibility to do something about it, because no one's going to do it for you. And really, if you think about it, in North America, we have plenty of opportunities. Like, if you don't like the situation where you live, you could move. In other parts of the world, you're kind of stuck with the cards you're dealt, and you can't really do anything about it. If you're stuck in a crappy job, you could quit and find another job. Like, there's things that you can do, and the more you worry about and complain about the government, like, screwing you over, then that's just wasted time that you could be using to figure out your own goddamn life. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Peace. Mike Marino videos.